Alright, no laughing.
No laughing. Hey, we're back. Better than ever.
Uh-huh.
We're live. Coming at you. COVID-19.
Not good.
Not good.
This year.
Bad.
Not great.
Beer, though.
Yeah, that's making things better.
It's getting better. But we're getting through.
We're surviving.
We're surviving. We're doing a podcast. Hopefully bringing some life into your lonely life. Some friendly,
hopefully everyone
friendly
is
voices.
doing well.
Hopefully all of our fans are still there, or still around.
I haven't thought about that.
Yeah. I'd hate to lose anyone.
Do we want a moment of silence for all our lost fans?
A moment of silence for all the lost fans.
Thank you, listeners.
Yeah, thank you.
That was powerful.
Mm-hmm. But we're not here to talk about the deceased.
I mean, I think we'll get to some sad stuff later on.
Yeah.
But let's talk about...
Let's let bygones be bygones and get to the real meat and potatoes here. And that is Jeff Rosenstock's new album.
Mm-hmm.
No Dream.
No Dream. Definitely moments of lyrical depression.
Yeah, I feel like this is his
nihilism.
Most depressed album of his solo career streak that he's been on for the past 6 years or 7 years or so.
It's all his albums have similar lyrical themes.
Mm-hmm. But I think each one changes though. You can I wrote that down as a note for one of the songs was it's cool that each album sort of has a different flavor of depressed. What's wrong in 2014 is very different from what's wrong, or 2016 is very different from what's wrong in 2020. And I think maybe Jeff has hit an emotional low point here, at least from the lyrics. Yeah, okay. I feel a lot of these songs I wrote as a note are you okay?
How are you doing?
Yeah, this really doesn't seem like you're okay.
Yeah,
it used to be kind of sort of cute, sort of fun, but a lot of these lyrics are not that fun to listen to. Jesus.
Holistically, the world is on fire.
Yeah,
type mentality.
And I thought when Post came out, which was probably right after Trump's election.
Post was?
Yeah, let me look up the date for Post.
We should know the exact date.
Yeah, so...
But it was on January 1st, I remember that. It was
that's right, it was January 1st, 2017.
I think so.
Post album. You just search Post, you get a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a 2018 album. So it was... I feel like that was
End of 2017.
Beginning of
2018.
January 1st, 2018. I feel like that was sort of a him coming to terms with when a lot of people were we're gonna beat this thing, we're gonna win back the Senate and the House of Representatives, and we're gonna stick it to Trump, and let's keep fighting. And I think in 2020 everyone's just fucking tired. Mm-hmm. Everyone's beat down. And
we're tired and bored.
Yeah, and we're bored. And that's I don't know
that
if these
was prescient. Those lyrics aren't in this album. But...
We're tired. We're bored. Yeah. That's funny. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You never say that. Do we want to do beer before we really get into it?
Yeah. Let's do some beer.
Because I just have a summer shandy line in Google, so you just talk about yours.
It's dire times. Well, during quarantine, I've been shopping at the expensive grocery store known as Whole Foods, because I feel like they have
local chain, support small business.
Yeah, small business, line. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get it. That's not what this podcast is about. I like their quarantine rules, and I feel like everybody wears a mask there, so I like shopping there.
It is clean,
and they have got a good beer selection. And this is from a brewery that's a little west of Columbus called Yellow Springs Brewery in Yellow Springs, Ohio. It's kind of almost too far to be a suburb of Dayton, but closer to Dayton than Columbus. It's kind of a cool artsy little community out in sort of like the...
Is there a college there?
There is a college there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember which one it is now. It's a very, very small, like, liberal arts school.
That makes sense then.
But it's like a cute little town, and the brewery's really good. Dave Chappelle lives there. That's probably why it's the most known for whatever. Most people know it because of Dave Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
But this is their boat show IPA. I gave you some earlier, and it's a very fruity, not super bitter IPA, which I like. I've like kind of grown tired of the like how bitter can something get. Like I hope that trend has died because I like the more fruity, nice, like to drink outside and relax with. You don't want to like always be punched in the face every time you take a sip of your beer.
I noticed they have the hops listed.
Yeah, they have all the hops: Simcoe, Citra, Cascade. It says Columbus. I don't know. Is that a type of hop?
I'm not sure. It could be. I mean, there's actually it could be a new one because there is a local place I saw that
grows hops.
Yeah,
interesting. Hops. It's a super. It's like becoming one of my favorite IPAs. I think. Like
It is. I like the orange can because it is kind of like a little bit tangy, and it's like a little bit like orange juice beer type.
It's similar to probably a summer shandy.
Not as sweet,
not
as this.
Sweet, but it's great to It's been hot. It's
refreshing.
Sitting outside. Yeah, it's a nice refreshing beer. So if you can get your hands on the Yellow Springs Boat Show, I highly recommend it. If you can get to Yellow Springs,
welcome to the boat show, ladies. Yeah, one big boat right here.
That's what I always say. I'm gonna keel haul you.
What? That's what you say.
Always.
That works.
Almost.
All right, enough of that.
Anyway, on to the album, shall we?
Yeah. Okay. No Dream by Jeff Rosenstock.
Yeah. Kicks off the title, or not the title track, but the track No Time.
No time, and there is no time for this track.
It's very fast.
This is like throwback, just like insanely quick punk.
It's quick punk. It grew on me. At first, I did not like it.
I still don't care for it too much as an opener. As an opener,
it doesn't really set the.
It's weird.
It feels out of place with the rest of it. It's bizarre.
I feel like that was probably an artistic choice, like. Just to jar you and like you're getting thrown into something, but it still feels out of place.
Yeah, I do like the dense. Like I pulled up the lyric sheet and like listened to it once with all the lyrics, and I will say overall this album probably has some more dense lyricism than what Jeff normally writes.
Would you agree? I do agree with that for sure. Would you agree that this is more of a Jeff? This is the closest he is lyrically to the Menzingers, actually.
Oh,
I
actually never thought about that.
I noticed that just because there's a lot of guilt, which is, I would say, one of the common themes of Jeff's lyrics. But there is like a lot of guilt in this music, and especially his narrative style. I feel more closely mirrors kind of. I've never heard him get so narrative with his lyrics.
And that's, I did kind of touch on the narrative stuff with some of the songs. And I also found, though, there were like definitely narrative bits, but there was also a lot of metaphorical stuff that I felt like Jeff was more on the metaphor side of things. Mm-hmm. But I honestly, to say yay or nay with the Menzingers, I probably have to listen to it again. But I can definitely hear that the more I think about it.
If you go back and look at the lyrics,
listen to it with the frames of
keep
like,
it in mind.
Menzingers.
Maybe I'm like totally crazy, but I was thinking that when I was reading,
mainly because of like guilt,
kind of like the guilt nostalgia. Like in this first song, did you turn into a person that you really want to be? That to me like summarizes like.
Yeah, that's a very I could hear that.
Very like song guilt, sure. Like kind of like not nostalgic. Like what is? There isn't a word for like bad nostalgia. Is there?
It's like melancholy.
It is. Yeah, okay. You're right. It is kind of melancholy.
Melancholy, though, it sort of has a taste of like a little bit of like pain, like longing, but maybe it's not. It's probably like looking back and maybe wishing to
regret.
Maybe like could I have done something better.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of these punks and Men's Ears had an entire album about it, is like as they get into their 30s, like they're reflecting on like I'm like past my punk prime essentially, like what am I now, like what have I done, am I proud of that? And I think a lot of these artists that we cut our teeth on in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, like now in 2020 is like what are they essentially? And I think they're coming to terms with that.
Yeah. But also in like typical Jeff fashion, the lyrics are also tinged with like lethargy and like just kind of like a general like blasé laziness. Like, did you turn into a person that you really want to be? I didn't have the time. You know, that's like his answer is flippant, like, yeah.
He has like some. I don't think this song is super humorous, but like he a lot of times will put in a little like ironic humor or like just humor like, in general.
It's like he like it's something super relatable, like wanting to be a better person. It's just like I just didn't get to being a better person. That's
but
there's
so
sucks,
much that the world bombards you with. Like you can do so much, and a lot of times I didn't have the time is a legit excuse for a lot of things. It's like you got to take care of yourself, you got to work, you got to follow your creative endeavors if you choose
like
to.
The,
you got to raise
Double
a family.
Dagger song.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't have the time. Who's to say? But yeah, I think it's a fun. It's like an interesting choice for an opener.
It's definitely an interesting choice for an opener.
The next one, though, I also didn't really like upon first hearing, and it hasn't quite grown on me as much, but I find the lyrics kind of to be relatable though, for sure. And it is a classic Jeff like upbeat song with pessimistic lyrics essentially.
Yeah, this one's more nihilistic. Kind of looking down the barrel of a shitty future. It kind of like says it right there, exactly. I guess.
And I think it's very relatable to kind of, I think one of the main themes of this song is like, even though you know something won't make you happy, like you often are unable to like process that and you still do it anyway. Like buying that new pair of Nikes, even though you know it's just a status symbol bullshit, it's like I'm still gonna get it for myself because I want to feel happy. I want to feel something, even though maybe it's like a logical fallacy. It's like I know that it's not going to make me happy, but I want those new Nikes anyway.
It's comfort food. It's what I want right now versus what I know I will feel better about 24 hours later.
Which probably goes back to like I didn't have the time. Like it's you didn't like the immediate gratification versus something that you work towards, like with time and practice.
Exactly. Yep. But I thought this was like a kind of tidy, like it's very quick tune.
It's super quick. It's not a bad song, but I feel like the album doesn't quite hit me until the third. Yeah, the third track.
I do agree.
And then I think it gets into swing there.
Scram is the third song. This is kind of like a little bit ska, more like back to his ska roots a little bit, and a little bit of electronic kind of like synth sounds.
Yeah, I love the groove on it. Like it's almost you can almost dance to this song.
Yeah, this is it does kind of remind me of more of his like older work with Bomb the Music Industry. You know, it's like a little bit more like groovy. It's kind of a throwback for him, but it does shift around as well.
Yeah, it has like a cool breakdown.
Yeah, it's like it's like a Scrams type like screamo breakdown. Actually,
it's a great song. It's one of my favorite Jeff songs for sure.
It's not my favorite on the album, but yeah, it's definitely up there. Yeah, and I would say this is where it picks up.
Yeah, and this one though isn't like super lyrically dense, but I love the music of it. It's a fun song, and you can like I said, you can dance to it, and it's got that breakdown, and I love the go kick rocks and die woo lyric is really fun to me. But yeah, it's kind of that one. Yeah, like you said, feels like a classic Jeff song essentially.
Yeah, and the chorus is like just so singable. Yeah. Like even I think, is it the outro? And don't you want to go away?
Don't you want to go away? Yeah.
Don't you want to scramble?
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. It's a good song. Yeah.
The bass line is really groovy. Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah. That is, I really like that one. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is, the album starts really picking up right here.
Yeah, and then it moves into the title track, No Dream, which is a politically charged song, like, without even being veiled as one. It just is one, but I don't mind that. It's not ham-fisted, and I think it's one of the few songs that have come out in this era that at least that I've listened to that I haven't, like, groaned, like, with the political message of it. I'm like,
right.
It's not really, like, a call to arms or like it's just kind of like recounting like of like what has the past 4 years been like and how have we felt, and like we may have wanted to pretend that it's not a dream but like, or that it is a dream but it's like this is our reality, it's not a dream.
Right. I think that Jeff is just like the best at that, at saying something like so like powerful and meaningful, and even like universal or like ubiquitous in a lot of ways, without like punching it down your throat, and not in like a subtle way, but like this is like what it is, like we're pissed off.
Yeah, exactly.
But also making it relatable and human. I think part of that is like tying it back to himself. Like I was too tired, like I didn't get to it. But I'm still pissed off. We can still be pissed off.
It's not a bunch of celebrities singing Imagine. Like,
yes, exactly. It is like, not that.
It is it's like the opposite of that. You can like relate to it and be like and be pissed off, or like be like, shit, man, we are in this. It's like
that was my favorite video of 2020. Why did you say that?
Goddamn.
This one is also more like a little pop punky.
Yeah, I was about to say, I said that exact same thing. The breakdown, again, there's a nice breakdown in the song, and it reminds me of a 2000s like era pop punk song. And it gets like super fast, and he starts like screaming the lyrics like during the I don't know, the bridge or the breakdown or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it sounds like it is like a pop punk kind of breakdown, but he's screaming the lyrics so fast that it feels metal. Yeah. It's like actually really interesting what he's doing there. Like vocally, the melody, like the vocal melody is metal, and then the back of it is just like kind of like power chords, like 16th notes, but it's super interesting.
And you kind of like can't even understand what he's saying.
I can't.
You have to look up. You have to look up the lyrics, but the song is like almost too much to handle with like COVID and like riots happening and the political spectrum, and that's kind of like this album. I'm sure it wasn't recorded during the entirety of the COVID scare. COVID pandemic.
I don't believe so.
But it like came out at the time where it was like it was like almost like perfect quote unquote like timing for it, because it was man, shit is real fucked up right now. Like, and seemingly doesn't stop day to day.
I made a little note about the recording. I tried to figure out when he wrote the songs. I couldn't find out exactly. I think a lot of it was before, because what I did find was that he wrote this in Los Angeles. But he wrote it before he moved to Los Angeles. So he wrote this in New York before he moved to Los Angeles. I don't know exactly when that was.
Recently?
I guess so. Okay. I didn't
realize that he had done that. I thought he was always been like a New York guy.
Yeah, like Long Island is where he's from. And I didn't realize that either, but then now it makes sense with the album art kind of like having that West Coast vibe. A lot of pop punk stuff, I guess you could also say is West Coast, but he wrote everything before he moved there, so that's kind of interesting. But that makes me guess that it was actually before quarantine where he wrote most of this, which is
because it takes this album. We've only been in quarantine for 2-3 months now. Yeah, like it takes a while to make an entire album, and record it and produce it.
But it is prescient.
Prescient. Yeah.
Prescient?
That's a great
I had it right the first time?
Yeah. Prescient.
Thank you. You never say that about my words.
Hey, don't judge me.
not on mic.
Not on mic. Come on, let's take it offline.
No, yeah, those back-to-back songs are really great. Like that's
it reminds me of like my favorite of Jeff Rosenstock's solo work, which is Worry. Kind of like you have all these back-to-back like hits that sort of like string into
and
each
do
other.
like shift even within the song, change dramatically.
Yeah,
I agree.
And he kind of goes, it's not quite the same, and that was almost like a mini album within an album. Most of the songs like flow into each other here, but I wouldn't call them in the same way that they were in Worry. But I do like how they shift and have peaks and valleys and trend into each other.
And actually, speaking of quarantine, the next song, Stateline, lyrically actually kind of makes maybe an accidental reference.
I was about to say, like, I don't really, and this goes back to what I was saying earlier with like the metaphor. I don't really understand what the point of this song is. It might be a big metaphor, but for quarantine, it really is prescient.
Yeah.
Like it's it really
nice word choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro.
It's like I want to like take you across state lines. I want to like be with you.
Yeah.
I want to take, and I love that "Can I take a piece of you?" And I love that like hook essentially. Can I take a piece? That's like one of my favorite hooks he's maybe ever written.
Wow.
And yeah, it is good for now. It's like kind of wanting to be with somebody even though you're separated by some sort of
even
barrier.
Like domestic international state lines is one thing. Like
international state lines, even lines
country
in
lines.
your own house. Like my roommate Trey,
6 feet, rulers, like, meters, whatever.
It's like how far should we distance ourselves from each other?
Yeah.
But it's a great song. It's catchy. Like I love the hook. I don't know.
Not too much.
Not too much to really say about it.
Stood out from besides that.
Yeah. The next song, Fame. This is another one that I didn't quite really connect with. I find the intro like slightly corny and uninteresting. Like maybe the whole song I kind of find like it doesn't. We were kind of saying, extolling the virtues of the last songs, like they move and shift and grow and move into each other. This one sort of feels static to me.
Yeah,
it's not super exciting. It's not a bad song, but it doesn't like really.
I will say this starts a run of songs that where it's starting to the album is starting to get a little bit lethargic for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it is kind of like slow jam, pop punk songs. Like, where are we going?
It is a longer album. It's like over 40 minutes, I think.
I think it's like about 40 minutes.
For Jeff Rosenstock. It's like a pretty long album.
Yeah. And not that this one runs too long. Yeah. But the kind of, because the repetition, like, it gets a little bit, like, lyrically repetitive, but that's kind of like it's almost like a trance.
Yeah, well, that's what I did say. I do love the outro, the "You will not control it" or "You will not control, you will not control." It gets really layered and interesting, but by that point, like we had already sort of been bored, like and it comes too late almost.
Like when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, this would have been a great time right after the song to throw in the intro song or something.
Yeah.
Just like really shake things up.
Yeah. Great outro, great breakdown, but like it's kind of, like you said, kind of a doldrum and sort of starts a trend of that.
Yeah. So the next one is "Leave It in the Sun."
Is this a love song?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of childish in a way. It's this one is kind of nostalgic a little bit, like the hardest part of growing up is letting go.
And like thinking about somebody and wondering if they think about you too, and like finding
it's
out
like a little bit childish.
Yeah, and this is another example of Jeff kind of becoming a bit more cryptic or metaphorical with his lyrics. Like this one is kind of harder to parse out, whereas some of his older songs, it's like they're just face value. Like this is about a party, or like this is about doing this or that.
A wedding.
Yeah, but what does even leave what in the sun? Like I didn't quite understand what he was trying to say with this one.
Yeah, I had a feeling that this was kind of like a relationship song. It's weird.
It's a love song.
That's
what I thought maybe.
Yeah, because Worry was supposed to be an album about love.
Okay.
And ended up being Worry, which is actually
doesn't he say
is
love?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
love is worry.
Worry or love is like worrying about other people in a way, and it's also a lot of his frustrations as well, along with it. But I feel like some of those songs or ideas got mixed into this. There are some kind of love, themes too. It's cute.
It's cute. It's a nice song.
Mm-hmm.
As is the next. The 8th track, The Beauty of Breathing. Even though this is one I specifically wrote the note for, like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, this one's like the first verse is like, sometimes I want to take the car out on the road, flip it into park, and smash myself into a million little pieces.
Yeah. I made a note of that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I know it's hard, man. I'm sorry. Like, I feel bad.
Mm-hmm. I liked the funky little guitar riff in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, again, like, kind of these past 3 songs is the part where I'm, like, zoning out a little bit from the album, honestly.
I do like this song, though. I think maybe it specifically relates to me because the second verse is all about, like, meditation and how, like, we're all just supposed to sit down and focus our nervous energy and like something, and like we'll feel better. And like if anybody's who's tried meditation and like had not had that kind of success, it made this song is actually really funny to me. I find it to be very tongue in cheek. Yeah, it's like the beauty of breathing. It's like the beauty of meditation, and like everything will be better if we sit and breathe. Like it's not true. I think meditation obviously has benefits, but it's funny to me because me and Jeff, I feel like I've been through the same thing on this. Like,
it's a relatable experience, and it's also like, it's not so easy.
Yeah, exactly. It's not it's like we're not gonna like get to where we need to be by just sitting and breathing, and, like meditating. Yeah, it requires some sort of action. But yeah, I do like the song. It kind of cracks me up, even though it is depressing. Like.
But this next song, Old Crap, is definitely my favorite on the album.
Is it? One second, let me pull up the lyrics. Okay, Old Crap. I love the stripped down aesthetics of it at the start. Just voice and acoustic guitar. It's like a change in pace.
For sure. And that kind of reminds me of kind of I Look Like Shit, We Cool era Jeff. Where it's like songs like Nausea. Yeah. Where it's just like simple like piano and him singing. It's just kind of like simple and stripped back. Or Struggler is another song that it reminds me of, where it's just like, okay, it's just like Jeff singing, guitar, it's simple, straightforward. Yeah. But like in those moments, it's really powerful.
Exactly. And then it picks up though. It gets beyond that. That's another thing. You have that building, and then suddenly it becomes like an old Jeff ska song. He even has the pick it up.
Yeah, I know. I love it. Pick it up.
But great groove, building, breakdown, ebb and flow, and we're all tired of this shit. We're all tired of this old crap. It's a great song. More self-hate though. Like I it's more like. Also, like, I feel for Jeff, like, Jesus, like, this guy's seemingly not in a great place. But, yeah, I do this is a great song, another great one.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it came in and sort of injected more life into the album.
I actually feel like you could almost, like, put up, like, a little, like, divider. Like, this is, like, the second half of the album, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
I think lyrically it changes a little bit. It's actually even kind of more. It's less of the like kind of nihilism. Not this song in particular, but the next few are a little more narrative.
They become funnier too. They're like it kind of ditches a lot of the self hate and like really down.
That's right.
Especially the next song is like actually very funny.
Yeah. It's less self hate. It's more like silliness in general. Like things suck, but here's like a crazy story that happened. Kind of vibe. And Yeah, I really, really like this one. There's like that fuzzy, like really like overdrive bass line that's really cool.
Yeah, Jeff always has like, and I know he is like a gearhead, but his like guitar and bass tones are always immaculately like chosen. Yeah. They're really good.
The guitar is like so unique actually, and like when he's doing like the ba 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 ba, and the little like guitar solo over that is like actually pretty unique. Like
I'll have to listen to that again.
I don't regularly hear like kind of like a vocal melody with the guitar solo. It happens sometimes. The bands do that, but he does it like the best, I think.
Yeah, for like a punk rocker, he can like hit notes very well. Like it's not like traditional, but
even when he's like screaming.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that's, I think Jeff has a great voice, and it's very unique. But yeah, great song.
This next one definitely is really funny.
Yeah,
even the title is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it was like the comic relief, like Krillin showed up to like say a joke here. Like it's like we needed some levity. Like we needed Krillin getting like knocked into a mountain like, to make us laugh. But it is also like a great song. It also builds really well from where it starts.
This one feels like it could be on Worry.
It gets less funny though as it goes on, but it could definitely be on Worry.
It's a little synthy, and it's like the lyrics are like the bear rug. Like they chose this bear rug at this hotel or something, or the asterisk B&B. It's like, why did you do this? Like, what the hell were you doing?
Yeah, and the whole story, and as Jeff as like a narrator is like telling a story. It's hilarious. Him just being like, "Yeah, your mom's been renting out your room. I used your shower sponge. I'm sorry."
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Like, by the way, while you were in Europe,
I like took a shower. And
maybe you shouldn't have dated that guy. Yeah. Also, your mom's renting out your room.
Yeah, and no, it's a great song. It's funny. It's not funny. It has a lot going on, and
it also doesn't have those heavy kind of
it's not super
metaphorical overtones.
Exactly, it doesn't take itself super seriously, but it still has enough for you there to like pick out of it essentially. And then the next song, unless you had anything else to say about
Monday at the Beach.
This one, I mean, this is another one. It's super like I'm looking at the lyric sheet right now. It's like. There's like 7 sentences.
Yeah.
It's very short. I thought maybe it might be a little surf punk bop, but not quite really. It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
Not much to say about
Monday at the Beach.
It's a Monday
Probably,
at the beach.
Long Island Beach. Sure, why not?
I feel like this one maybe could have like been left off the album to like maybe shorten the length or keep it tighter.
I feel you. Because really, honestly, this like back half from Old Crap to the end is really excellent. But Monday at the Beach is kind of like...
Yeah, it's not a bad song.
It's there.
Yeah, it doesn't add anything. It doesn't detract anything. It just is.
But this one, Honeymoon Ashtray...
Yeah, this one, the title just cracks me up. Like here's an ashtray I got you for our honeymoon. Yeah.
It is funny, but this is kind of like... It's like a slow jam at first.
Yeah, I wrote, is this a ballad?
Yeah, it is like a Jeff ballad. Like it's kind of a rock ballad. This is I was thinking when I listened to it that this is kind of like the music that I thought would be after Post, where it's like Worry and Post keep getting like more rock ballady type stuff and less like his punk roots. And so he goes back to that. I feel like he goes back to the well a little bit on this album, but this song in particular I felt like is more like bigger and grandiose.
Yeah, and it's this is the one that actually has the bearskin rug.
Oh right, yeah.
I'm
a dumbass.
No, you're good. I honestly thought it was the other
but
one
also
too.
But that is funny too. Like the lyrics are funny but also poignant as well.
It's almost it's like about a breakup too, maybe. Like it kind of starts out as a ballad, but it doesn't
not
work
sure.
out. Yeah, it's not.
That's why I feel like this album is so different lyrically Because like what you said, like before, like the story is a story with Jeff. This one, there's so much more uncertainty.
Yeah, it's left open.
Yeah, it's like left soaking in the sun. Like what, did this relationship or whatever it was kind of dry up in the sun and rot away, or
let's remind each other what we're doing right, because seek through cracks and surely we will find. It's like
it is. Yeah, that's right. That end part, it seems like okay, like things will work out well if we just ignore the issues.
Yeah.
It's maybe
it's definitely, and this also probably ties back to what we were talking about earlier with like these older quote unquote punks like hitting in their 30s now, like this lyrics about like manifestation of ambitions shattered, like like where, like, did we do everything we wanted to do with our 20s? Are our ambitions still even there? Like, what are we doing now?
And this is also like, I assumed it's like kind of like married life, maybe.
Yeah.
Which is also like another unique, like, kind of lyrical discussion point.
Yeah. Not many punks talk about like being married.
Yeah, it's not many make it that long.
No,
unfortunately.
Anything else about Honeymoon Ashtray? It's a good song.
No, it was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
for sure.
Lastly, we got Ohio Turnpike, baby.
Woo! Finally made it.
I wrote, how many songs exist about driving or getting out of Ohio? Like, driving through or getting out of, like, this state. It's
Midwestern states, by the men singers.
I can probably, like, if I took some more time to think about it, I could probably
sure, yeah,
find,
we should make a list.
There's two men singer songs about, there's like So Long Ohio, it's been short and sweet. There's the Midwestern states.
Kentucky Gentleman.
Yeah, Kentucky Gentleman.
That's funny.
But I do like this song. It is sad, and it is about a breakup, I think. And it definitely sort of like how everything else in this album hits like at the perfect or imperfect time. Like this one is definitely,
this is the perfect closer, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great closer.
Yep. This is the melancholy is
super. Yeah, the outro of like, I miss coming home to you, I hate coming home. Like, like you're not there anymore, and when I come home, like nobody's there to like be there for me. Like, why I hate coming home if you're not there. Like, it's super sad.
Yeah, you're the only person that I wanted to like me.
Yeah,
it's
and I
cliche a little bit lyrically, but it's like, because those are the truths sometimes.
Yeah, and I don't say the word like epic to, like, I don't throw that around, but I find the ending of the song to be fairly like epic and gut wrenching. Like,
it is.
It moves me, and it's
just like the piano.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kind of sounds like a Yankee Hotel Foxtrot.
Oh,
just like how it's like a little bit echoey with the pianos.
Yeah. He's such a he's so great with the sound tones. Like, I wonder if he produces his old albums. I need to look that up.
The only thing that I read about this one, he worked with someone, and what did he say? I didn't put the quote down.
Okay.
Because he put it in Bandcamp that it was produced in a big room, so you get that. Was that a mistake type sound?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But that's like he wanted it to like be like that.
Yeah, and it does sound. What I was gonna say is like, if we're kind of putting it into his, and I guess we can do this since it's the conclusion. That's the last song.
Yeah.
Is if we're putting it into his catalog and like, where does this stand with everything else? Worry and Post were so much more finely produced.
Mm-hmm.
That this one stands out and is kind of jarring in that sense, and that's why I think it kind of ties back with his older work. But it's like kind of perfect for this time in a way, you know. That it's just like, it's like, yeah, like we weren't able to be together to do this so well.
We made do with what we had,
right?
Yeah, like not everything could be perfect this time.
Yeah, and it's really nice.
Yeah, but also I feel like I love artists whose albums like progress as they go on. Like, not each one is the same. And Jeff has never made, like... Yeah, you can maybe argue that Post was, like, slightly like a B-side almost of Worry, but...
Even then, it was still more like...
It was beyond it, yeah.
More, like, ballady.
And I love hearing his... And this is, like, another perfect example of him, like... This is the album of his time now, and you can totally feel it throughout the tracks and throughout how it sounds and throughout how it feels. And I came away really liking this album for sure. I've had it on a lot this past couple weeks since it's been out.
Yeah, me too.
And another great like surprise like album drop. Like,
yeah,
there it is.
That's just what he's doing now.
Yeah,
He's just
exactly.
like, fuck that album today, I guess.
I want to talk to him about the release of this, like in the recording versus now, and how it plays into the time that he chose to like drop that album essentially.
Yeah, I know.
It's interesting to hear from.
I do wish I had more insight into that, because it's like, is he just telling the future like lyrically, and then and then when the future comes, that's when he puts out the album?
He's like, yeah, that's right, mother.
I called it.
Drop.
Called it. It certainly seems like that sometimes.
Yeah. But it is, as good of an album as it is particularly hard to listen to right now. Like, I remember the first time I put it on and I was like walking around with my mask on and like avoiding people, and like some of the lyrics started coming on. I was like, oh man, this is like
too much.
This is already a lot happening right now, and this is not the time for it, essentially.
Jeff, not the time, damn it.
Jeff, come on, take the album back.
When are you gonna take it back?
Take it back, Jeff. Come on.
People are clamoring.
But yeah, it's a great album. I recommend.
Yeah, we haven't done an album review in a while.
Yeah, we've just
and I'm glad
sort
that
of been talking about overall things.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we've finally had one that we both really enjoyed.
Yeah, that's the thing though.
This is worth an album review.
I think when we came together and first started doing this, like, was sort of a golden era of like
we got
punk
lucky.
and like emo music coming out like a lot in the mid to late 2000s, and that's feel like has died off slightly.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just us or if
it could be
actual.
It's probably both.
To
be honest, I've been listening to a lot of non-punk stuff lately, a lot of non-emo stuff.
That probably just happens as people get older.
Yeah, but also you get tired if you listen to only one thing. It's like, well, I want to listen to something else now, and we've both been to like different places in life, and you're into like reggaeton and other music like that, and I've been like
Latin influence music,
playing like taking guitar lessons and like listening to more jazz because my guitar teacher is like a jazz like enthusiast, and
what's going on also impacts what's going on in your life also impacts what you're listening to. And for just the weirdness, like, to say the least, of this year, already the music, I think, is an improvement over 2019.
I'll be interested to see what we do for like the year end, like what were the best albums, like what came out in 2020, because it's it's a bizarre time,
chaotic.
It'll be an even more bizarre time at the end of 2020 because we got an election. I don't even want to think about it. When we come back in December to record the next one, Jesus.
Oh my God.
I hope we're all still here.
Well, on that note.
Anyway, we're just going to enjoy what time we have left now. And,
enjoy the little things, people.
Anyway.
If you enjoy every moment that you're alive, you don't have to worry about too much.
Enjoy every waking second.
Every waking second. Meditate on that.
Yeah, we're going to do one last moment of silence for us all to breathe and to meditate. Everything's going to be just fine. Okay?